G'day, welcome to Country Music World. I'm Mick.
And I'm Jay.
Today we're going to talk to a Novocastrian.
A what?
A Novocastrian.
What's that?
Someone from Newcastle.
Learn something every day. They've been on tour. They've been over to Canada. They've been to the USA, New Zealand.
North Korea.
No, Mick. They've got some great new music out. They're part of the new wave of country music in Australia.
Yeah, they sure are. They're red hot favourites with the crowd, and it's no wonder they're a hot band, and the guy out front is an absolute rock star out front. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and share them around. Sit down, relax, and let's get to know a little bit more about the Viper Creek Band.
We'll be rock stars, you and me, baby, up on the stage playing at the times. We'll be rock stars, just for a moment, hands in the air, dancing on the bar.
So, Jay, let's flick over to Damo. He'll be sitting down here having his coffee, I reckon. You online there, mate?
Online, mate. Early coffee.
Hey, welcome.
The dark room smoke. Too.
Nothing wrong with the garden
nice,
smoke, mate.
nice.
Thanks for joining us this morning on Country Music World.
Thanks for having me.
No worries, man. I know you're busy, and when we're going to talk about that real soon. So, where are you right now, Damo? You're in your house?
I'm at home.
You're home?
In my little man cave, in Newcastle. So, just having a bit of a chilled week this week because last week was pretty hectic. So.
Yeah, no, we've been following it for sure, mate. Hey, listen, Damo, what got you in the game in the first place, man? What brought you to Tamworth, and what brought you into the country music game?
I was born in Narrabri, a little small country town, and I was brought up on country music with my pop. He was the world's biggest Slim Dusty fan. Like, he just listened to Slim Dusty, Charlie Pride, Johnny Cash, and all that, good old stuff. So I was brought up on that, and then in my teenage years, I guess I rebelled and I was listening to Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi, and all that sort of rock stuff. But I also still kept a pulse on country music. I still loved it. In the 90s, I was riding the Garth and Billy Ray Cyrus and all that sort of stuff. Shania Twain, all that 90s, country stuff. So I've always loved it. And my plan was when I turned 30 to go back and do a country album. And I was a couple of years late, but he'll go.
Hey, how long you been going to Tamworth now, mate? How many years have it been?
It's been, I think this will be our 6th year with Viper Creek.
Yeah.
But I used to play there in an old rock band. I was in a rock band called Valhalla, and we played there at the Imperial for years. And just, I love the scene, And I also lived in Tamworth for a couple of years. But Mum and Dad used to take us over to the country music festival when we were kids, me and my sister, and walk down Hill Street to check out all the buskers and stuff like that. So, I love Tamworth. It's just a great vibe.
I remember it was around that 2010 area, and I think that might have been the first year Viper Creek were in in Tamworth. I was walking down to West Tamworth Leagues Club, and we were walking up the street past the pool, and we heard this band at the Southgate Inn, and I stood there, and I had a few friends with me, and I thought, gee whiz, that sounds okay. I'm going to go and have a bit of a geezer at that. And I walked in, and it was you cats up on stage having a good time at Southgate Inn. And I was like, wow, who are these guys? And I found out that it was Viper Creek Band. And I thought, this is interesting. These guys are good. And I remember you standing there with your baseball cap on backwards, and you had the young guys in the band. And the cool thing...
Before the haircut.
The cool thing that I liked about it from the first time that I saw you guys, from a live point of view, I was having a few runs, Jay, having a good time. And doing the mingling thing. And the cool thing I really liked about it is you had that Cheshire Cat smile on your face, which you got right now, and you were singing, and the boys, you were happy. And it was like, for me at that point in time, and this is only 6 years ago, but there was something missing for me in bands at that point. And the thing that I liked about you guys, and I think it's why people took a real shine to you, Damo, is that you still do it now, but you just love it. You can just tell that there's no fake going on. It's when you get on stage and you get behind that microphone, you turn into the person where, for me, what I see is you're at your happiest,
Yeah.
And I warm to it straight away just from your personalities on stage.
Two things. I love performing. I love getting on stage. and I always have. And the second thing, when I started this band, you know, I was mid-30s, and I was like, I'm not going to do it unless it's fun. Because, you know, why do it? So it had to be fun and it had to be polished. That was my two things. So, you know, we just do what we do, try and get through a gig.
Well,
and try and have fun, because at the end of the day, people go to gigs to enjoy the music and have fun. And which we sort of try and give that to the crowd, and if they can give it back to us, then it's this circle thing that goes on. And yeah, it's always fun.
well, I sure appreciate that too, because I had fun that day, and I actually stayed and drank about another 19 rums, and it cost me a fortune. So I blame you.
Yeah, you would have done that anyway.
I would have done that anyway. Yeah.
Damo, Mick, look, there's a bit of a trend I'm noticing, like with some of the interviews we're doing, is particularly in the younger crowd of country music coming through, they're coming out of the rock scene.
They are, yeah.
Like myself included. I used to sit on the bus and we'd be playing Guns N' Roses and stuff at night, and I'd be listening to Garth Brooks in the bus, you know, like confused, I don't know. But I don't know, it's just a trend that I see. Do you see anything in that yourself, Damo, or is it just...
I think, you know, when you listen back to some of that Bon Jovi stuff, it's very country.
Yeah.
They want it Dead or Alive, and you know, stuff off with New Jersey, Ride Cowboy Ride, and people like that, and Blood on Blood and stuff like that. It sort of is country, and they did their Lost Highway album, which was all written in with Nashville writers and produced with Nashville guys. So, you know, I think it's almost a natural progression these days to go towards country for people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They're looking for good songs.
Yeah, I think looking for a bit of heart or a bit of meaning in the music too, I guess.
Yeah.
But let's talk about your music, mate. Rockstars is going great guns for you guys.
Yeah, it's going really good. We just found out it's top 20 on CMC this week, so that's pretty cool. Rockstars is a song that we've had. We got sent to us by Matt Scullion. He wrote it with a friend of his in Nashville, and it got sent to us through a mutual friend, and she played it to me on the phone at a gig one day, and I said, that is perfect for Bob Creek. I need that song. I want to record it on the next album. And at the stage, I hadn't even met Matt at all. I just said, send Matt a message, tell him about that song. And he gave it to us, and since then, Matt and I have become really good friends, and we've written quite a few songs for the new album and stuff. So, yeah,
He's a pretty cool cat, Matt, and he writes good songs. He writes good songs.
Just a talent. He's unbelievable. The thing I love about Matt is he just never gives up. It's never good enough. It's, you know, we write and we think we've got it, and the next day he'll send me an email and goes, I've just changed this line. And I'm like, perfect.
But, you know, that's what sets him apart from, you know, I mean, there's a lot of great writers around, and there's nothing against those guys, but every now and then you'll come across another group of writers that aim for perfection, even though perfection never actually happens in their mind, but all of a sudden they can make a tweak just on a word, or, you know, to change a phrasing or something in a line, and all of a sudden that's where platinum happens.
Yeah.
When you get people that just dive in that far and they just fine tune until they can release it, and generally you're on a good start. Now, in saying that here, because we want to fly back to another interview we did with your mate Troy Kemp, and now he actually we were talking about Small Town Girl, and he mentioned in that interview, Damo, that you know, he said, hey, Damo, I've got a song here for you, and you kind of flicked it back to him, and then we did have a bit of a giggle at your expense that it went number one.
Yeah, that was actually his first thing was how it rolled around here. We wrote that for the last Michael Creek album, and I liked the song, I just didn't think it was right for the album, so I left it off, and next thing it's top of the charts everywhere, and Troy's number one on CMC and every chart in Australia. You get that.
It's funny though, because I mean, look, things happen for a reason, and you know, perhaps, you know, if you had go down the other road and you guys do it, it might not have went so well. It might have just been perfect alignment for Troy at the time.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Troy has been so supportive of our band, like from day dot, and they gave us quite a few songs that they wrote for Heart of the Tame for our last album. So, you know, I'll return the favour. We'll say that. Kenny's a legend, and he's just helped us out everywhere. They took us on tour. We did some like 35 shows 2 years ago with McAllister Camp, and that was the best experience, and just learning from those guys, and it turned into friendly rivalry, you know, like
Sure.
trying to outplay each other and that all night, which was a lot of fun. And we got to play to their crowd, which, you know, at that stage they were pulling 400 and 500 people into a room, so, you know, we got to try and win their crowd over.
Yeah, and I think you did pretty good with that. You know, I happened to see one of those shows, and you were on it, and again it was, you know, things every now and then they fit like gloves, you know. And for Viper Creek to go with MK, that was it just worked. I mean, you know, and the friendly rivalry, I love when I hear there's a little bit of friendly competition going, because everyone wins from that. You guys win because you play better, you sing better. I win because my ears love it more because you're playing better and singing better. It's a win-win, and you know, without the personal rubbish that gets involved in the competition, I really wish there was more friendly rivalry. I honestly do, because everything would just be better.
Definitely.
Everything could just be better.
It was a great tour. We had so much fun. I can't tell you too many stories that happened after hours, but as you can imagine, there was a
Code of the road happening.
a lot of trouble with motel owners on that tour, let's just say.
Yeah. Hey, Damo, mate, what do you got set in your sights? So if we said, righto, mate, what do you want to do between this moment and 5 years' time? What's some highlights? So, you know, we're going to go back and have a look at, you know, for the start here and for your highlights, and then I want to have a look at what you got in your mind in the next 5 years, because what I'm seeing here is I think you've probably got a fair idea of what you want to run at. So I want to find out what you got in your plans here for us.
Yeah. Well, this band was really just started, so it was something I wanted to do, and I never really dreamed very big with it. It was always, you know, maybe we can do a couple of Sunday afternoon gigs in Newcastle. You know, we wanted to record an EP, so we recorded an EP. Maybe we can sell a few copies and maybe get some of the money back. And the goal was just, you know, get a few gigs in Tamworth. So that sort of steamrolled into what it is today. But my plan for this band is just to be able to build it, to be able to tour Australia, and you know, put bums on seats in rooms, and you know, if we could get to the level McAllister's Camp we're at, that's would be, you know, a dream for me to be able to, you know, hire a nice big PA and light show every night and put 400 and 500 people in a room everywhere and tour Australia. That would be, that's the goal.
So how do you do that, mate? How do you make that actually happen?
I don't know. I don't know. And I've had plenty of sleepless nights trying to work out what's the next move and how do you do it. It comes back to the song. I remember having a chat with Lee Kernaghan at the CMC Awards last year, and he said that it's all about the song.
Yeah.
You know, you've got those songs that relate to people. And yeah, we're trying to do that, but it's a tough road. You just got to get out there and do as many gigs as you can and play the festivals, and then hope for the best.
Well, you say you want to hope for the best. So, you know, hard work generates a bit of hope, I think, you know, as a bit of a crazy metaphor. And I mean, you guys work hard. You've just come back from New Zealand. You've been over there for a bit of a whirlwind trip over the ditch, and then you come straight back and you hop yourself on a boat, and it's like you wanted to sail back to New Zealand. Now, something else happened in the last 10 days.
I think I know where you're going.
I'm a bit of a Facebook stalker, and I generally like to have a bit of a look around and see what the cats are up to. And I just happened to see...
They've labelled this, you know that? It's labelled now.
It's labelled?
And we're talking about the Keith Urban incident.
Now, dude, seriously, now what happened here? Tell us how this eventuated.
All right. Well, I'm a massive Keith fan. I've been following Keith since I went to my first Keith Urban gig at Ranch show in 1997. So it's been nearly 20 years. So I've seen him all over the world. I've been to Nashville, seen him, you know, in the States, and I'm a big fan. So I got tickets to a little industry radio sort of promo thing that he did in Sydney last week, and yeah, I had a few friends that were there as well, and Keith sort of stopped in the middle of a song and said, "Does anyone know this song with somebody like you?" Which we do in our set. And he said, "Does anyone know this song really well?" And my friends started pointing at me, and I was actually filming at the time, and I ducked down behind my wife. I can't do this. And next thing I know, he's calling me up on stage, and my legs were just jelly. So the first line that came out of my mouth, I could hear my heart somewhere here. It was that I thought, just relax, just be cool, and have fun with it. So second line was all right. I was starting to get the vibe, and thought I'm just going to go with it. I grabbed Keith's mic, got the crowd to sing, and just hand it up a little bit, and good times. And that steamrolled into Roe McManus interviewing me the next day on Today FM and stuff. And I got to play the band on I guess it's Australia-wide Today FM too. So
that's
cool stuff.
You got to, look, you got to create opportunities in this game.
24 hours. It was a whirlwind 24 hours because it was actually my wife works in a school and she had the week off. We were supposed to go on a holiday, and then we got tickets to this, and this all happened, and it was supposed to be a little couple of nights away in Sydney, and it turned into all about Damien again. So pretty happy about that.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. We did an interview here about a month ago now, 2 or 3 weeks ago, with the Wolf Brothers, and I remember Nick sitting down saying, "You've just got to light spot fires. Whenever you get your opportunity, if you get your moment, jump on it, light that little fire, because you never know what's going to happen." And look, something like this for Keith Urban, you can hide behind your wife, but I'm certain there's, as in, look, I get what you're saying, because that's a terrifying moment for anyone that's a professional to get up with someone that you idolise. And I mean, you're talking about the ranch. I'm a massive Keith Urban fan. I've been a Keith fan my whole life, and I'm going to ask you another question about what you think, what he's doing at the moment. But you're talking about Jerry and Peter Clark and Keith, the original ranch band. That was one of my favourite musical groups of all time. Those three guys together, it's the original ranch, Keith's evolved a lot now, mate, from that band to what we know as Keith Urban. They're different acts. They're a totally different genre of music now in the scale. If you want to pigeonhole, a lot of people love this whole let's label country music, but Keith is a real good example of this, because he's the Keith Urban that we first started to see as the ranch to what Ripcord now is.
Mm-hmm.
That's two different people.
It's two different people. It really is. Now, I love Ripcord. Don't get me wrong. I think it's as cool as the most cool music I've ever heard. However, it's not why I originally started to listen to Keith Urban, but I'm more than happy for him to do it. What's your take on it, mate? Because if you compare those two, they're worlds apart.
They are, but great music, great songs on both records. I love the Ranch. The Ranch album, to me, is one of the greatest country albums of all time.
Yeah.
And to me, you can really hear the hunger in that album of keep wanting to prove something. But Ripcord took me a few listens, to get into it. But I guess it's just rolling with the times. That's what people. That's what country music is to people these days, I guess. And there's all types of country. I mean, you've got your Stapletons, you've got your Motor Picnics, you've got all these guys, and then you've got your Florida Georgia Line, and Keith who's going that sort of real modern sound. So, it's all good.
I love it all, man. I love it all. I think it's cool as long as they're waving that country music banner.
Yeah.
I'm going, you beauty. This is cool.
It's like all genres too. All genres have their artists that push the limit of the genre.
Yeah.
And then there's those that are traditional to the genre and faithful or whatever you want to call it. But
you get people listening to it on mainstream radio. That's only a good thing. That turns us, someone hears a Keith Urban song and they decide they, might want to delve deeper into country music. Then hell, do it.
Yeah. We won't turn this into a political interview, but you're exactly right, because it's Do it, absolutely. Just support country music.
We're not going to talk about Donald Trump or anything.
No, we won't bring Donald Trump into it. Hey, Damo, mate, you know, look, we're going sort of probably around in a few different circles, which is fine, but what would be some of your other highlights, mate? So, I mean, you know.
I mean, Keith would have to be right up there, but what else you got?
Yeah, what's some highlights for you and the band? So, what are the ones that stand out?
I mean, the Newcastle Camp Tour here in Australia was amazing. We've been pretty lucky to play some great festivals in Australia. Pretty much we played them all, you know. We were the last act on the Oz Artist stage at CMC Rocks in Ipswich 2 years ago. And that was amazing to look out and play to whatever it was, probably 7,000 people in front of us, you know. Gimpy Must, the main stage, we did that a couple of years ago, which was really cool to play on that big stage. And then there was the America thing, like doing the country cruising. This time last year, it was October last year, we got to play on the cruise ship that went around the Caribbean, and it was originally the Blake Shelton cruise, but he got a little bit too big to do the cruise. So it was Trace Adkins, Joe Nichols, Craig Morgan, Palmer Lee, Blackjack Billy, and you know, and little old Viper Creek band somehow got a spot on this on the cruise, and that was a highlight. Like we were absolutely, you know, packing it, getting on that boat, thinking we're not good enough to be here. What are we doing? Like, well, at least I was.
Can you get us tickets for that boat, mate? Or
Can you fit? Have you got a bit of luggage big enough that me and Jay can hop in one? Oh, we'll have one each.
Yeah.
We'll get on there. We'll get on there.
Just make sure you tick the excess baggage part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to do that last year. They loved us. They invited us back, so we're going to do it again in January. This time with Chris Young, Kelsey Ballerini, the guys from the show Nashville, and Low Cash Cowboys, Montgomery Gentry. So that's going to be a lot of fun. In August this year, we got to go to Canada for 2 weeks and do a few shows and radio and some TV stuff over there. So for a band that started just to you know, have a little bit of fun on a Sunday afternoon, play some country songs and that, we've done some pretty cool stuff, way more than I ever thought we would. So yeah, that's probably the highlights in a nutshell there.
So Damo, you've been doing it a little while now. Have you got any words of wisdom for new artists that are coming into the country field?
It feels a bit funny giving advice, since we are pretty new on the scene, but I just say do it because you love it. If you don't love playing music and you know and don't want to work hard, then you know don't do it. It's not easy. It's a lot of time on the road. It's you know, a lot of travel and a lot of sleepless nights and getting up and driving on no sleep and stuff. So yeah, do it because you love it and don't expect too much.
It's a pretty brutal industry, and I mean, you know, you sit there and say don't expect too much. That is the cold hard reality of it. I mean, you know, you look at Viper Creek Band. Okay, these guys are a great example of how things can just happen if you know you just sit in and you focus. And right back at the start of this interview, Damo said I wanted to have 2 things from this band. I wanted to have fun, and it had to be tight. And the reason I'll tell you now, the reason I walked past the Southgate Inn in Tamworth and walked in to hear you guys is I know a tight band from the moment I hear it, and I went in because you guys were tight. I at that point I didn't even know you were fun. I hadn't even seen you, so I heard you.
Awesome.
You know, so
that's what I get off on. That's what when the band's doing that.
Yep.
That's you know, that's when I have fun. When it's sitting like that and everyone knows what's going on and it's just free and that's where I have fun.
I've seen a lot of artists over the years and you know, over long years, over 20 years pretty much now, that will more than happy to do their rehearsals on stage. And I don't know, that's a frustrating thing for me. Look, I know, I get the whole concept that one live gig is equivalent to 6 rehearsals. And yes, there is a certain element of that. But gee whiz, do your 6 rehearsals before you do your first live gig.
Yeah.
Totally agree. I cannot stand that.
Yeah.
It frustrates the hell out of me.
Especially if you're working in a band, because there's so many different things. There's a lot of different elements, and people probably don't realise just what it takes to form a band. And there's a few things. Obviously, you've got to have personalities, and when personalities clash at any moment, look, if you want to delve right into how bands work, if you've got your drummer or your bass player that have turned up in a cow of a mood, then your band will not pop because your rhythm ender's now got a break in the chain. Look, it is really this simple, and to create synergy in a group of guys, and especially when you've got young guys, and we won't go too far on it, but when you have a group of young guys, you have a group of egos, you have a group of girls, you have a group of girls that want to get attached to the certain guys, and then you've got the young alpha males getting in there. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. This is just life in a band.
It's just life, yeah.
This is just what it is. And somehow...
Being in a band is hard work.
Yeah, it is.
Like I've always said, if marriage was as hard as being in a band, no one would be married.
Yeah.
But
they're elements that people don't realise, Damo.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, what's happening with the band? Why is the band fell apart?"
Especially hard when you're our age.
Yeah.
When there's children and there's families involved at home. There's a lot of time being taken away from that when you working day jobs and then going away on the weekend, not seeing family. So it can be hard, But as I said, you do it because you love it, and if you don't love it, then stay home.
Yeah, stay home. You're exactly right, man. You're exactly right. And look, that is really good advice.
Yeah. And another thing we hear time and again, and you've touched on it as well, Damo, is hard work. You've got to do the hard work so that you're ready for when the opportunities come. So, otherwise the opportunities, you won't be able to take full advantage of what turns up on your lap when it arrives. So.
Well, some people also won't even see the opportunity because they've missed it, because they're too blasé about it. When you rehearse, when you get your synergy together with your band, when you start to learn about the business, your focus and your development skills on your own business level, they sharpen up. Your skill sets start to focus in, and all of a sudden an opportunity that might walk past 10 people, you see it. They didn't even see it, and that's because you're in tune with the business and you're in tune with your career. And that all comes back to going right back to the garage with the boys in the band saying, I just want to play some gigs on a Sunday. From that gig on a Sunday, if you have a good one, then you go, well, maybe we can do Saturday and Sunday next week. And it it evolves from that. But all of a sudden, you have to start changing your focus and see it, and you start to see, okay, there's potential here. If I do a bit of tweaking here and a bit of tweaking here, we can do that gig or we can do this, and on it goes. So, it always stems back to commitment and hard work.
Yeah. I always go into every gig, every festival, and pretend that the crowd don't like us. And I want to win them over by the end. That's the way I always look at it. Everybody here hates us. So, by the end of it, you're going to be loving us.
Remind me never to do it with him because I couldn't handle that pressure. I don't know. In 10 years' time, David, you're not going to have your head hair, man. It's all going to be gone and grey like ours.
I reckon.
Mate, where can we find you, Damo? So if people want to hone in on the social footprint of Viper Creek World and your website and all this stuff, where can people find where you guys are moving?
www.vipercreekband.com or .au. I think it'll both get you there.
Yep.
Obviously, the Facebook's a big one. We're all over Facebook. That's where we sort of, talk to most people. Your Twitter. So just find Viper Creek Band and
So you're heading down to Tamworth, mate?
Tamworth, we're flying back to Australia from the American cruise I think we land on the 25th January. We've got a show here in Newcastle on Australia Day, 26th, and then we're doing Tamworth. We're doing one show at the Long Yard in the back room, Gunnagadoo room, on the 27th, which is the last Friday of Tamworth. and 4 p.m. So, and we've invited a lot of our friends to come up and jam with us. So it should be fun. We're just going to play a 2-hour, 15-minute show straight, and a sweaty show in Tamworth is what it's all about.
And then you get back on a plane and back to the boat. Is that what happens?
No, we're back in Australia.
You finished?
So,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So then you probably go to sleep for the whole month of February.
Yeah, probably. Landing somewhere.
Are you going to hang around Tamworth, mate, for the last weekend? Are you going to go to the Gold Guitars or just have a look, or you?
Well, we're hoping with the new album we might get a nomination, but that will be icing on the cake if it happens.
Well, I was kind of wondering why you didn't put that into your goals. To be honest, I thought surely you got your sights set to GG.
That would be awesome. I've sort of just put that out of the mind at the moment because I don't want to be let down. But that obviously that's the thing. A CMC award or a gold guitar would just would make me feel like all this hard work was going somewhere. But if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We just keep doing what we do.
I'm going to make a pretty bold prediction here, and I reckon you're at least going to get a nomination, Damo. I reckon we're going to see you. I reckon we're going to see your name in amongst the rest here at the GGs. You can never pick who's going to win the GG. I mean, it's a pretty tough one to be able to say, right? I mean, it's hard enough to get a nomination, realistically. People don't...
Yeah.
To be in the top 5, like that's pretty crazy. But I'll make a country music world prediction here, and I reckon we're going to see Viper Creek make an appearance at the Gold Guitars this year, Joe.
That's it. You going to put money on that?
I'd have a couple of bucks on it, I reckon.
Yeah.
Done.
I'd have a couple of bucks on it. I'm pretty confident. The album's fantastic.
We can have a beer, all right? We're going to have a beer in Tamworth if it happens.
I think we'll have about 75 beers.
Done.
Have you seen how big we are, Damo? I mean, so you better make sure you eat some butter before you turn up to us, mate. That's the whole touring trick right there, is have a couple of teaspoons of butter before you get on the Terps.
Is that true?
It works, man. Yeah, try it. Doesn't taste real good, but it actually works, yeah.
I want to try that.
Hey, Damo, mate, honestly, man, we wish you so well in your future. You're a great young guy. Your band is hot. The songs you guys are doing now is fantastic. Your music is right on par. Your film clips are great. Everything about what the Viper Creek Band is doing is A-class, which is, you sat there earlier and you said, I don't know that we're good enough, man. 100% hands down, you guys are more than well earning your spot on the boat with those big Yanks. You're more than welcome, and you're more than have earned your spot to be on the main stage of every festival we have in this country. And I hope the other bands around the place zone in on what you guys are doing and watch this interview and take something out of it. Get in their shed and rehearse and have fun and make good music. You don't ever have to doubt yourself, man, honestly. Everything you guys are doing now is focused and it's good, and you're great for the country music industry. So on behalf of Jay and myself and everyone at Country Music World, brother, we wish you all the best in your future, and we hope you stick around for a lot more years yet.
Thank you so much, guys, and thank you for what you guys are doing, getting these interviews out to people and stuff like that. It's amazing, very cool. I've been watching a lot of them too, stalking you guys.
We're pretty stalkable.
Oh, yeah, we are.
We'll see what he says in 10 words, whether we're stalkable after we have a night out with him. That'll be fun. Damo, we're going to catch you in Tamworth. We're going to make sure all your links are below so people can focus in on you guys and go and see you. And there's the new album.
There's the album. Just press play.
Just press play. That is a fantastic album, so you guys need to go and get that thing. Go and watch this band because they're a hot band. You're going to have a good night. And there's a real good chance that somewhere we'll be out there having a good time too.
We'll catch up with you in Tamworth for sure.
Thank you, guys.
No worries, mate.
Damo.
See you later. Did you like that interview and want to see some more just like it? Then check them out right there.
We've got artist interviews. We check out the festivals that are happening in your area.
We'll have a look at the country music birthdays, and then we'll dive back into the history of Australian country music.
We've got the CMW Country Artist of the Week chart as voted by you, and we also have heaps of weekly prize giveaways.
So give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, because together we can make a difference in the country music world.